It's 9 a.m. on your Saturday. Good morning, Kentuckiana. I'm Grace McKenna. We do have a lot of news to get to this morning, so we're going to get to that, though, in just a minute because it is the first day of fall. So we're going to start out with our weather with Reed Yaden, who is out live in Marion County for Ham Days. Reed, which, I mean, just, does it get better than that?
I'll tell you what, it could not be better this morning. What a beautiful morning. Good morning, everybody. From Marion County, we are at Lebanon this morning in the middle of the street. 1,000 runners have completed the Porky Pig run down here. What a festive occasion. Everybody is energized this morning. First morning of fall. This is Kentuckiana's gathering place every Saturday morning. We're glad you're here. I've got a real surprise. You never know when you come outside the city and you get these small communities what jewels you're going to uncover. Let's take a look at our forecast. You're rolling out of bed now, the 9 o'clock hour, a big tune in here. Look at this forecast. A lot of events going on. Oh, are we loaded up on events or not? Very, very busy weekend in Kentuckiana. Nulu Fest, great street fest down there. Tyler Park Jazz Festival is good. Look at the temperatures, low 80s both today and tomorrow. I want to say good morning now. As soon as you hear the last name, come on over. Your last name happens to be?
Halloran.
Halloran. This is Ryan Halloran's sons.
Yeah.
You are
Paul.
Paul. And you are Mike.
Mike, yes.
You look just like your dad.
Thank you. I will take that. A little sweatier than my dad ever looked right now.
I'm sure a lot of you watching say, oh, I remember him. Ryan is one of the guys that put Wave TV on the air. He was a giant in this industry and $1 million voice like so many of those guys had. You ran this morning.
Yes, I did.
You're the smarter brother, he says.
Yeah, I did not run.
This is home for you.
Yes.
Beautiful community you've got.
Years. We've lived in Lebanon for many years.
Right. You got into advertising.
Yeah, I got into advertising and marketing soon after I realized I wasn't going to be a lawyer, and spent my career there. So.
It was an honor to meet you. Your dad is a giant in the industry.
I always respected you very greatly.
Yeah, I was a snot-nosed kid when he was in the day, but I appreciate it nevertheless. Okay, a lot of fun here this morning. We'll see you again at 9:16 to the ham breakfast. We're going to head again. We'll see you then.
All right, Reed, thank you so much. And we do have a couple of stories that are just into the newsroom we want to get to. New today, an apartment fire in Fern Creek displaced 12 families early this morning. Fern Creek Fire plus crews from J-Town and Okolona responded to the 5,000 block of Hames Trace just after 4:40 this morning. Fern Creek Fire says it took 30 firefighters just 20 minutes to get the fire under control, and thankfully no one was hurt. 2 units in the attic had heavy damage and 10 others were impacted. The cause of the fire is being investigated right now, and the Red Cross is helping the families who need a place to stay. So our other story that is new overnight is that a bicyclist died in a deadly crash in Okolona on the outer loop. This one's a little bit complicated, but this is what we know so far. LMPD says around 11:30 last night, a bicyclist and a car were headed east on outer loop when the vehicle hit the bicyclist from behind. That vehicle drove off, and as the man was getting up, a second vehicle hit him, which police believe is what killed him. LMPD said the second car stayed at the scene. Anyone with information is asked to call 574-LMPD. You can also use the online portal. The results are in after asking the question, has consolidation been good for Metro Louisville? A Republican-led examination suggests changes need to be made, but the city's Democratic mayor says recommendations in this new report would be dangerous. WHAS11's Taylor Woods explains.
The call grows louder for improved access to services on the outskirts of Jefferson County, and now a new report is calling for legislation to make that happen. It's been 20 years since the city of Louisville and the county merged, and while it's allowed for bigger budgets, those living in the suburbs have been frustrated paying taxes for certain services they never see. Input a 15-person commission created by a 2022 bill to review how effective merger has been. They've now made recommendations. One calls for city board leaders to better reflect the diversity of each neighborhood. We asked State Representative Jason Nemes, the bill's sponsor, about this.
We think it's really important that we make sure that we have people who live inside the Waterson and outside the Waterson, the West End, South End, Old Louisville, and the East End, being represented on boards.
Nemus added it's important that citizens from all over the community have a voice. The commission also recommended Metro government work with suburban police departments to provide better policing across the county.
When we're paying taxes for a service like police services and we're not getting adequate service, and then you have to pay more, we're wanting to make sure that when we look at how we police our community, that LMPD also polices Eastern Jefferson County because we also pay taxes.
Meanwhile, Jeffrey McGraw, a Lake Forest resident, agrees. He's concerned the time it often takes officers to get to his area since Lake Forest doesn't have its own police department.
We don't have officers here most of the time. We have to depend upon the 8th Division of Louisville Metro, and that can be a problem.
McGraw is also concerned with emergency care services and how they're dispatched.
It doesn't resolve the issue that 40% of Anchorage Middletown's ambulances are serving other areas outside of the area that I, as a taxpayer, am paying for.
In a statement, Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg called merger a success for the city. In a statement, he says, quote, "While I support these proposals, I oppose the recommendation limiting Louisville Metro EMS to the Urban Services District. This proposal would raise taxes for thousands of Louisville families and further fracture emergency services in the metro region." Nemus, though, sees major room for improvement.
I think merger has done a lot of good things for our community, but it's not lived up to its promise, and so we're trying to push it in that direction.
I think the commission did a great job for what they did, but they've got a lot of work they still need to do.
Overall, they're hoping the city improves as a result of this report. In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
So the next steps here fall on Kentucky's Republican-dominated General Assembly. They could choose to implement any of the commission's recommendations by passing new laws or through a referendum. Technically, Metro government could adopt changes too, but many of its leaders, particularly on Metro Council, are Democrats, and they largely believe the report was predetermined by those who crafted the bill. Another Saturday here in our fall season means a lot of college football. The Cards are going to host Boston College for their first conference game at home this season. Some good news for U of L. The team is favored by 14 points against the Eagles. The Cards are 4th in the nation when it comes to rushing, but 36th for passing offense. Today's game kicks off at 3:30. Plus, our team is on the way right now to see UK, a 13.5-point favorite for their game. The Cats will hit the road for the first time for their SEC opener, taking on the Commodores at noon.